Hey guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com. Another quick week news recap of all major MMO news and announcements of the week ending August 27th, 2018. Apologies for this going up one day late as I just got home. I was in New Jersey for a week to attend the wedding, but we'll be back on regular schedule going forward. Anyway, this episode 162 of the recap, and the first of news this week comes from NeoWiz and Bandai Namco, and it's about Bless Unleashed. So NeoWiz partnered with Namco Bandai to launch a brand new Bless game on the Xbox One exclusively sometime in 2019. Unlike the PC version though, Bless Unleashed will be free to play and it'll be built on Unreal Engine 4. While it's neat to see NeoWiz work on an improved version of Bless, this announcement feels like a giant slap on the face to everyone who was suckered into buying the PC version of the game on Steam, because the PC version is buggy as hell and unbelievably unoptimized and costs money. So if you bought the PC version, it sucks for you because the console version is going to be running better and be free to play. The crazy part is NeoWiz had to have known they were working on an Unreal Engine 4 version back when they announced the PC version being buy to play and being on Unreal Engine 3. So clearly, instead of fixing the crappy Unreal Engine 3 version of the game, they diverted their resources to the free to play Unreal Engine 4 version on the Xbox. The PC version of Bless feels more like a scam today than ever before. No word on when this new Unleashed version is launching. All we know is it'll be launching sometime in 2019. Up next, we finally have an official release date for MapleStory 2, and that date is October 10th. Starting October 10th, anyone can download and play MapleStory 2 for free. And as you probably guessed, there is a head start period for anyone who bought Founders Pack, so if you bought one of those, you can start playing October 1st. If you really want to scratch the MapleStory 2 itch sooner, though, you can, and you do have an option. A weird one, but an option nonetheless. Until the game's released, anyone can download and play the Battle Royale version of the game called Mush King Royale as a standalone game. While I don't think the Mush King Royale game is super fun, it's really cool to have within MapleStory 2. I wouldn't play as a standalone game though, but it's still, I guess, nice to have. Still, I'm hyped to play MapleStory 2 in October. Next up, a small update for the most well-known MMO in the world. World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth just launched earlier this month, and it's off to an incredible start. The game sold a record-shattering 3.4 million copies on the first day, a new record for all of World of Warcraft. The numbers weren't too far off from Legion, Warlords of Draenor, and Cataclysm, all of which sold 3.3 million units on day one. Breaking launch records, though, is definitely good news for the game, as it shows there are still many people interested in it. Heck, even I bought Battle for Azeroth, and I hit max level on the first week, and I'm still playing it, so I expect a video on that one relatively soon. Up next, Blade & Soul is getting a big update on September 12th titled Warden's Fury, which introduces the new Warden class to the game, along with Act 9 Cruel Reunion, which continues the game's storyline. Besides the new class and story content, Warden's Fury also adds the new Shadowmoor dungeon, and as with any major update, NCSoft is celebrating the occasion with a bunch of in-game events and giveaways. It looks like anyone can log into the game to get a free Wandering Swordsman pack as well, which includes a free in-game cosmetic and other goodies. Next up, a small bit of news from NetEase regarding their upcoming VR online RPG titled Nostos, which is shown off at Gamescom this week. While Nostos isn't an MMORPG, it's an open-world VR RPG that looks really neat and shows where VR game development is going. I really like what I'm seeing. I find the cartoony Breath of the Wild or Tales-like graphics in the game really appealing. No word on when this one is coming out just yet, though. It's still in development, but it's neat to see more MMO-like games starting to come out on VR. If you do have a VR device and are itching to play an MMO, definitely give Orbis VR a try, as it remains the only real VR MMORPG out there. Next we have some Astonia Creation news, and I think it's a big one. Last week, Astonia Creation showed off some action combat, but now they announced that MMOs.com will be their exclusive publisher in Europe. While I still remain extremely skeptical about Astonia Creation, inking a publishing agreement with MMOs.com helps legitimize the game quite a bit, as MMOs.com, regardless of what you think about them, is owned by Mail.ru, which is a multi-billion-dollar tech company, so this publishing agreement definitely gives the game more legitimacy than it had before. Despite this, until the game is actually launched, and it has all the MMO features we've been promised, I'll remain skeptical. I'm just a little less so now than I was at least a month ago, so at least they made some progress. Next up, an old MMORPG, Astonia, relaunched on Steam. This one is an oldie. It originally launched back in the mid-90s and eventually shut down in the mid-2000s, only to go open source. The Steam version is getting about only 50 or so players online at a given time, but it's still kind of cool to see an older MMORPG relaunched on Steam. So if you want to play it now, you can easily play Astonia relaunched on Steam. Next bit of interesting news for Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch. Basically, Blizzard turned off the ability for players to purchase loot boxes in Belgium to comply with their anti-gambling regulations, where Belgium viewed loot boxes as a form of gambling, so Blizzard responded by turning off loot boxes in that country alone. Time will tell if this will have broader ramifications on the industry, but it looks like this is just a Belgium thing for the time being. There were investigations going on in Netherlands and other parts of Europe, but only Belgium is the one that took a stance and kind of made loot boxes, at least for Blizzard games right now, illegal, but we'll see where that goes in the near future. Next and last bit of news this week is from Amazon's game studios regarding New World. Amazon has shown off the game to select media outlets, and it's clear the game is making progress, but it's still far from release. I expect alpha test soon, but a full release will be years away. The core premise of New World is that the game takes place in the 17th century and has both realistic and fantasy elements. It's a Rust-like sandbox game where crafting and resource gathering are super important, but unlike Rust, it'll be massive in scale. Alpha will only have about 500 players on the map at any given time, but they're aiming to have over 10,000 players in a single persistent world at launch. So basically think Rust or ArcStar have evolved, but with more persistent and more PG elements. So it sounds really cool, and it's being done by Amazon, so I'm definitely a bit hyped for it, but it's not going to be out for a while. Anyway, guys, that's it from the news this week. And we won't be doing the podcast tomorrow, and we'll be resuming next week only because we just got home and we haven't really caught up with the MMO news and what's going on this week. So we'll resume that next week, and I'll see you guys then.